their troopers are starting to arrive, and this is, at the time, just as your, just before, well, they're there just after you, get that wallet folly, and the other person comes over and helps, and there's a like a guild fire truck, a couple guild soldier vehicles, and they all swoop in, all of these emergency vehicles, lights flashing, sirens going, they're whisking through the smoke, and the smoke is now being spread around everywhere. Medics are getting out. You can see that there's the physicians guild there. It has like a huge cross logo with a couple hands and whatnot, and there's actually a couple dozen troopers and physicians, and seems like a couple engineers also, and it seems like the troopers are fanning out, and now everybody's like starting to get off of the road because they're in armor, and they have their official guild armor on, they have heavy weaponry, and looks like they're kind of like treating this as a crime scene. Now, Gideon, as you're walking over to Folly and all this is happening, you can see one citizen that kind of looks a little strange, and he's probably about 20-something years old, a white human man, and he's actually dressed really nice, fashionable clothes. You actually had seen him. He was helping. Actually, it was the gentleman that was helping Folly. So he stands up, goes over to the trooper, and he's got his hands out, and then he says, "Tell your guild masters, this is what happens when they oppose the autonomous front. Tell them that they cannot intimidate us any." And the soldier literally pumps a couple shots into this guy's chest as he's talking, and you could hear him say, "This is what happens when you oppose the autonomous front," and tell them that they cannot intimidate us any. And he falls over, and the trooper just shoots him dead, right in cold blood, man, right in front of everybody. So now people are fucking screaming. Now everybody's starting to run around, run away, and a couple of these troopers go over this guy that's like kind of barely moving, and they throw a hood over his head, yank the cord on it, and then they drag him away. And there's an aerial vehicle that landed as well in this where all the other emergency vehicles and stuff get there, and they actually take this guy, and he's like dripping blood and whatnot, and they just throw this guy right into the aerial vehicle. And the aerial vehicle takes off. And throughout all of the intercom systems, now they're kind of patched into them. And you can hear this voice that's saying, "Disperse! Disperse now!" And it's coming, not only the vehicle that, where this person's at, one of the emergency vehicles, but, the speakers as well that's going throughout the city. And now they're saying, the troopers are saying, "All right, nobody, don't worry, the situation's here under control. Everybody go ahead and disperse now." And this one guy in the truck, he's saying, disperse now. And the guy in the truck saying, "We have your faces and all of your actions on file. If you stay, you will be considered as interlopers in a crime scene. Disperse now." Yeah, and so things are like really chaotic.
This sucks. Let's disperse, everybody.
You can stay here. I mean, if you want to stay here, you can stay. I mean, you can still help. Try to help.
Fight an entire guild.
Oh, there's multiple guilds there. Physicians Guild. There's probably about 4 or 5 different guilds. There's one of the other soldiers.
For a guild of book collecting.
Yeah, a couple of the other soldiers come over and say, "Hey, thank you very much for you guys helping out. We appreciate it." And and as they're kind of like pushing other citizens away, but they had seen a couple of them had seen as they were coming up, you guys kind of administering some first aid and whatnot. You know, they thanked Folly.
guild
They were
are
like,
they in?
"Thank you very much, the Physicians Guild." You know, and you get thanked by the Physicians Guild as well, Folly, for helping stabilize this young man that got run over by the tire that flew off of the vehicle.
So I turn to Deckard. I say, maybe we'll get some kind of an award from the Physicians Guild, like a certificate.
No, that's possible.
Then I think I'm gonna.
That's a great
I'd love to get
idea,
a certificate.
Lester.
So I tell one of the Physician Guild guys, my name's Lester. I'm only going to be in the city for a little while, but if you guys need to hand this out certificates, I'll be here.
Okay, so one of the guilds.
And then I'm going to disperse.
Okay, one of the soldiers has sort of like a little mini cam on his helmet, and he says, "Okay, your name is who now? Say it one more time for the camera, please." Lester, and he takes a picture of you, and it kind of flashes at you, Lester. It says your name is who again?
Kind of like half blinking.
He means he's a rectangle.
Can you say that one more time, sir, please, Mr. Sorion?
My name is
Why?
Les. All right, click. He hits it.
Les.
A flash. Okay. Great.
It's like
awesome.
the worst fucking picture you could ever see. I hope that's a good one.
Oh,
Jeez,
thank you,
my
sir.
limit.
We got to thank you so much for helping administer first aid to the injured citizens. Thank you for helping us with our job. We take our job serious here with the guild, and you know it's always good when outstanding citizens like yourself come and help us out in times of need. Now move along, please. Move along.
We should do what's right.
I see, sir. Thank you.
Oh yeah. See ya. Okay.
I stand up and walk over past Lester as he's leaving, kind of wipe the blood off of my hands onto his clothes. And I walk over to the guy that he was talking to, and he says, "And of course, I'm sure you've heard of me. I'm Glitter Twinkle Toes. No photos, please. I have to talk to my agent."
Oh, yes, ma'am. I've got that on camera right now. You said your name is Glitter Twinkle Toes. Okay. Sorry, ma'am, but I have to record. You know, as we have a crime scene, we have to have all of our our cams are on. So thank you very much for letting us know who you are.
Well, in that case, if you're interested in putting my picture up on billboards, she just kind of trots off.
Okay.
Completely oblivious.
Very good. Oh, he loves it. He goes, "Thank you, ma'am. Thank you." So you guys are now on your way to the Sage. You guys are going Farkaya. So you guys have just a few blocks that you need to go. You know, you can see that the smoke is still in the distance behind you. You know, you could hear people as you guys are walking to the stairs that you're going to have to go down. You can hear murmurs of people saying, "Oh no, there was another attack. I hope it was nobody that I knew that got hurt." And you can hear.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We walked a little bit away from most of the action.
Yeah.
And we see the billowing smoke. I want to kind of get a feel of the people on the streets. Are they afraid? Are they just like, "Oh, I'm curious, what's going on," or are they kind of like, "Oh crap, this is it, shit's going down now"?
Everything. I mean, everything. It seems like this has happened more than once, because you hear a couple of the citizens saying, "Oh, there's just another attack," and a couple, you hear a couple people yelling, "Oh man, those goddamn insurgents are, they're causing more trouble." They think they're trying to help and get rid of the guilds, but all they're really doing is causing more trouble. And it's just through conversation of the locals as you guys are walking through the market bank. And of course there's still all kinds of hagglers and stuff coming up to you and trying to sell you things, and a lot. I mean, still business as usual. Stalls, kiosk, all kinds of small businesses and the little buildings made out of wood and other, I would say, sort of like metallic panels and stuff like that. Tents, trying to, people selling potatoes coming up to you. "So, one more potato? Would you like to buy one more tater?" You know, some dwarven woman, you know, she's coming up to you trying to sell you. Just as one example. You know, the place smells of all kinds of things. Smells of flowers, musty books. You know, you can smell alcohol. You can still smell the smoke from the accident. You know, you can smell leather. You can smell meat that's grilling, and it's just sort of like they're all kind of intermingling with one another, and it's then spicy smells, sweet smells, all kinds of stuff. You smell curry.
Sweet smells.
Mm-hmm.
Bakery smells.
Sort of like a honeysuckle type of smell. You know, as you guys are walking, you see a monitor. You see a sort of like it says it says down below. It says the market bank down below, and it has a monitor that's flickering with a list of the shops. You know, and it says down below. It has a sign that says Valkana the Antiquarian, and it has down the stairs, 2 lefts and a right, or you know, whatever the directions are. And it's, you know, there's like an electric hand that's like pointing down the stairs. Yeah, it's sort of like an underground. It's still the market bank, but it's just like an underground version of the market bank. And these are more stores, you know, small stores and shops and aisleways and, you know, stuff like that. Not tents and makeshift little kiosk like what you had over in the kiln. This is probably the nicer part of the market bank.
Okay. Yeah, I always want to keep an eye out for old school Saurian artifacts, so just keep that in mind next time you know, we run across something.
Sure.
All right, so I think I want to motion to everybody. I think he's down this way.
Guys, you guys hear those cows?
Area with the giant hands.
There's even cows for sale here. Yeah, and you guys are walking through the market bank.
Target practice.
Yeah, I know exactly. You see that there's a beautiful old Victorian type of store with a beautiful, colorful, hand-painted sign on the window that says all it says is Valkana the Knowing, and it has a door, and the door is open, and you guys go in, and a bell rings as you enter the shop, and the shop is like a warren of many small rooms, each of arched bricks and sturdy metal shelves. All manners of curious finds stand, dangle, lean about, all kinds of toys, all kinds of dishes, all kinds of tools, magazines, electronic storage, media devices, tins, all kinds of different types of teas. You know, there's something that's probably going to catch everybody's eye. So, you know, what kind of stuff do you see in here inside of the shop that actually kind of... We all know that the goal is to speak to Valkana, but it seems like she has such a plethora of items for sale. There's something that catches someone's eye. So what catches everyone's eye? Maybe something that reminds you of making you mad or happy from your past, or maybe you collect something. Maybe just something like a spontaneous item. You're like, oh wow, that's cool. So what do you guys think? What do you guys see that you like?
Gideon goes over to a shelf and he noticed a bunch of dwarven like statues. Like,
I'm kind of reversing it on him.
That have like most of the dwarves, you know, hold their weapons above their heads and statues, and he notices a few have like axes above their heads. And so he starts doing like a close examination if he can see any like intricate detail on the axe to determine whether if it's is there maybe one of his grandfather, or are they just made up weapons?
There's a couple statues, and some of them are male, some of them are female. Some of them are holding hammers, some of them are holding axes, some of them are actually holding blasters and rifles. So there's all kinds of different statues, not only of dwarves, but of humans, of orcs, of gnomes, of saurians as well. So there's really nothing, and she probably has a good 30, 40 different of these small ceramic statues, but none of them look like of what your grandfather's axe resembled. I like reversing the RP on them. I like it. This is awesome.
Were we outdoors or indoors at this
No,
point?
you're indoors now. You've went down the stairs. You're in the lower market, and like I was describing, the lower market is sort of like it's a nicer area than what was outside. You know, now it's enclosed down here. There's actually small storefronts lined up beside one another, nice and clean outside. There's no kiosk or no merchants that are, you know, throwing themselves upon you. It's all nice and neat, organized. Really nice looking stores, you know, all brick, stuff like that. Just like as you walked into Farkaya's.
All right. Folly notices a small mouse running along the corners between potted plant and potted plant, and she's watching him.
Oh, the little mouse? I like it.
And, yeah, little mouse.
A living
she
mouse?
knows that, yes, an actual mammal.
Alright, gotcha.
And knows that the
Nice
mouse
slide.
knows the pathways from the good spots to the safe spots, and is keeping an eye on and tracking his movements.
Alright. The mouse just kind of stops and looks over at you.
What now?
I said the little mouse just
Cut
kind
out a
of...
second there.
the little mouse just kind of stops and looks at you.
Alright, let's strike up a conversation with the mouse then. Hello, mouse.
Lord, she's lost it.
You do see me, don't you?
Oh yeah, everybody's looking at you like, what in the hell? I mean, you guys are
Yeah,
all
no one
in
sees
this-
the mouse,
on the,
only I do it.
Yeah, you guys are all still, you know, within the same vicinity of one another, and you know, there's all these racks and tables, and you guys can hear Folly saying, "Hello, Mr. Mouse." Continue, please. I like this.
I say,
You
what
have
is
a
that
mouse?
mouse?
Looking
Is that
freaking delicious.
No, I don't
It's
have
Runaway
any.
Ralph.
I don't have any cheese. No.
I've got
I think
cheese.
I think this lizard has a lot of cheese. You may want to visit him tonight
Shit, somebody took a bite of my
when he's
cheese.
sleeping. And you could take some cheese like I do every night.
Now are you going to ask Lester to cut the cheese?
Oh, too good.
Whatever.
Do you try to get some cheese from
secret
him or
of
something,
him.
Folly?
Oh no, I'm letting the mouse know to get the cheese at the night when he's not paying attention.
Ah, yes.
She's telling the mouse how to sneak in and steal it from the giant saurian who loves mice.
Glitter, what do you see?
Glitter is absolutely enthralled.
Whoa,
Because there are
enthralled. A $5
glitter
word.
cannons, smoke to launch confetti and glitter and all kinds of stuff for shows and entertainment parties. And so she goes over there and she just starts shaking one like crazy, and the damn thing explodes, and pink glittery confetti just cascades down, it showers her and anybody nearby.
And
like,
all of the other merchandise.
Oh shit. Exactly.
Those are pretty cheap.
I like this. I'm getting some of these.
Yeah, they're only a couple silver a piece.
Yeah, there's like all different colors. There's teals, golds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just like, I mean, she's like loading up her. I mean, she's
The glitter
got both her
canisters.
arms of colors.
They look like
Exactly.
yeah, they look like Roman candles. You know, there's like these little small round, so you could carry quite a few of them. How many do you buy? They're only 2 silver a piece. And just put on your, you know,
Well,
put
I'm
on
gonna
your
buy, like,
sheet, because I'm
5
sure
of
you're
them.
good. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna
Like
ham it
different
up.
colors.
you'll probably ham it up as you're trying to perform. You'll put those little things up in the background. They'll be shooting glitter and sparkles, and oh my gosh, good idea. I like that.
I guess Lester's gonna go buy a stack of periodicals and, you know, kind of like a hoarder's house, just towers of these old magazines and whatever. And I'll just start rifling around those, thumbing through those. Remember, I have evaluation as a skill, so I'm kind of dealing with this kind of stuff all the time. I'm just kind of looking at it and trying to find something, and then something catches my eye, and I pull out an older periodical. It's like in a little bit of plastic, and has a tag on it that's been evaluated by the authority. And so I look around and I'm like, holy, this is sweet! And I show it up to the closest person to me, which I guess would be probably Deckard. And I'm like, this thing's in mint condition! And I put it under my chin as I go through the rest of the stacks of stuff, looking for some other issues of this particular magazine that are in the same condition.
Nice. Yeah,
is it signed?
It's a couple silver. Yeah, it's in a nice plastic baggie. She's got all kinds of boxes of these magazines.
It's a couple of silver worth like 4 gold if I can get it to the right collector. This is awesome. So I'm gonna go out and I want to purchase this one. This is definitely the one I want.
Sure.
So 2 silver, but it's gonna be worth something later on. I'll jam that puppy in my backpack.
All right, Deckard, what do you say?
After I pay for it.
Well,
I like it.
On the far shelf, I do see a lot of old books, which I'd like to look at, but I know it's going to take too much time. But one thing on the right that's caught my attention is what appears to be a whiskey still, a portable still, which is powered by some kind of unusual magic that I've also never seen before, but I know what it's doing.
But you can see that it has an adapter for a Fulgen battery.
Wonderful liquid.
You could actually plug a battery. Yeah. It looks like it's been modified to where you can actually plug a battery into it. It would probably take a full battery to distill something, but it would probably be so worth it though, Deckard.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, how is that going to taste? Because it looks pretty good coming out of the little... It's just
nothing like battery-powered
little
beer.
drips coming out.
Yeah, it's older. Well, it's tarnished. It looks like it's made a lot of whiskey, and this has a price tag of 8 silver on it, and it's a portable whiskey still.
Well, that is something.
And it said was...
All right, I'm reaching in my pocket.
It said was 15 silver, now just 8 silver. And it says, makes 1 gallon at a time. Makes 1 gallon of whiskey at a time. I love it.
He thinks it's whiskey when Lester's going to go over there and realize that it's not whiskey, it's a urine to water distillery. So you pee into this, then it reclaims water from your urine.
Too good.
Just thought I'd let you know. You need me to roll my evaluation on that? It's not a still, but I wouldn't drink directly from the spigot.
I've just never seen one this small that I could actually carry with me.
Especially one that produces a gallon.
In my life, well, I'm definitely going to take that to the counter.
Oh, Mr. Deckard, it looks like you're going to purchase this robot.
It will serve us both well.
It looks like a little miniature keggy, Deckard. It looks like a little miniature keggy. It's got legs and a big barrel and arms coming out that you would pour the whiskey out of the arms. It's got little handles that you would pull to release the whiskey. It's really cool. Little eyes that light up, flash. And you plug the battery right into the bottom of the barrel, right in his butt.
Careful you don't feed it after midnight.
Yeah, right. All right,
Because
so
then it will go back to Saturday.
yeah, Farkaya's shop is actually pretty large, and there's lots of shelving everywhere. There's you guys actually see her back in the back. She's actually way up, sort of like up in the air. And as you guys start to work your way through the many different little small rooms and whatnot, you can see that there's articulated metal arms hanging from the ceiling above the counter that Farkaya is at. And it looks like some massive truck-sized mechanized spider that she's sitting in. And each one of these arms has like a magnifying glass on it, or like a scanner, or a sonar, or like some type of like an electrician's wand, all useful for like appraising things, understanding objects. You're enamored by this, Lester. You're like, holy crap, this is like the Spider 3000 Mega Deluxe. This is, oh geez. Yeah, you've only seen pictures of something like this.
With the optional turbo adapter.
Exactly, the flux capacitor as well. And she's sitting amidst those, all those hanging arms, and they're all going back and forth. And she's basically in a chair inside of the spider, and she notices you now. And the sage herself seems to look very thin, but yet she seems to be pretty muscular as well, spindly, and pretty tough looking. Her skin is fibrous and leathery, and much of her silver hair is gathered in a bun behind her head, and the rest frames her face, which is dominated by wide lenses and a thin hooked nose. And the outfit that she's wearing seems kind of layers of fashions that are not of the current times, but kind of outdated and going back decades. So here's what Farkaya looks like. Farkaya. And she's in that contraption, the spider-type contraption with all of the arms and whatnot everywhere. Small little robots in front of her. All these devices around her, and she seems pretty friendly. She welcomes you to her shop, and seems like she loves her job. And she asks you, what can I do for you today?
Well, I'll go up there first. And, I don't know how to explain this other than, Dave, when you're buying condoms and you're at the checkout and you're like, I'll take this, and I'll slide my magazine over that I bought for 2 silver, and some gum, and then you're like, oh, and these condoms. You know how you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that same thing, except it'll with that cube, right? So I'll be like,
like it was
I'll
an
take this
impulse
silver
purchase.
thing. I'm sorry,
It was
what
an
is it?
impulse purchase.
Yeah, that's right. So it's like, this silver, thanks for this magazine, and then some gum, and I'll pull out that cube, and I go, oh, and also, I want you to see if you know something about this. What do you know about this particular cube?
Oh, so she was like, she had like a little pad there, and she was like starting to ring everything up, and she says, is that going to be a cash, or ooh, that's pretty nice? And she, you hand her the cube, and she's eyeballing it suspiciously, and she says, you want me to find out what this is, huh? Ooh, this could be something.
I want you to tell me more about it. I know a little bit about what it is. I want you to tell me more about it.
Well, what is it?
My knowledge.
What is it?
Well, it's a cube. Excuse me, my throat's a little sore. Why don't you start talking while I drink some water?
She says, yes, everyone's an expert in my field, of course. She says, it could be something. It could be nothing. I can scan this cube for you. And a couple of the arms kind of come down and pick up the orb, the cube from her hand. and it starts spinning it around and whatnot. And another couple arms drop down with scanners and X-rays, and another screen comes up that shoots out like a 3D image with this cube kind of spinning around. And this is like all high-tech gadget stuff. And she says, "Yeah,
that Spider-Tron's awesome."
Oh, I spared no expense. It took me many years to I'm so you know the